Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here in Las Vegas at Ensemble's, really the second conference since it was acquired. And really, there's a lot going on here, and a lot of it has to do with how they're marketing Ensemble. And I'm here with Shala Lalani, who's the Senior Vice President of Marketing, and she gave a great presentation to all of the members about what is happening here and how it's changing. And we heard last year a lot of changes and logos and things like that, but now these have been realized, and now there's a whole lot more going on, and you're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Shala, first of all, great to see you. I think the last time I saw you up in Toronto for a second or two, and I came up to see your offices.
And Beyond on the Explorer.
Oh, how can I forget that? It was amazing. We were all together on Explorer. We were the first ones to experience that wonderful ship, and great cuisine, great everything else. So it really was a fantastic time. Now, let's talk first of all. How have you changed the way Ensemble markets out to the world?
So my goal has been to elevate the brand in a way, modernize it, and really just push it forward into the future. Really wanted to consolidate a lot of the assets so that people really understand the brand and want to connect with it. So if you get multiple publications throughout the year, you're not going to remember all the different versions of different magazines. So we consolidated under Range, and now that's our core publication, and we're going to be building that brand up.
Obviously, you have Range, and you're talking about that publication. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, before we look at that again, I want to talk about your experience, because before you arrived on Ensemble, I think you admitted in front of everybody that you had actually not used a traditional travel advisor before, but then you did. And what are the differences that you saw, and what's the experience you had?
Yeah, I have to admit I had not used a travel agent before, a travel advisor. And really, once I had access to all these amazing ones here at Ensemble, I said, why not give it a shot, obviously. And oh my gosh, it blew my mind. The rich knowledge that they have, the access they have, the connections they have, the amenities they have access to. You feel like a celebrity when you go into a hotel or you're going on a tour. And then also when you're in destination, you feel like you're making the most of your time and you're getting to see things you'd never see before.
What was the trip you actually ended up taking first one?
Yes, I went to Vietnam, which was fabulous. Highly recommend it. It was amazing. I got to really go deep into the country, see really luxurious aspects of it that I had never seen before, and just really connect with the people, the place, find the best hotels to be at, have the most elevated experience at those hotels. It just really changed my perspective on how I used to travel and how I travel now and will continue to.
You have to use a travel advisor, right?
I will always use one. And now I know what connections they have, so I will.
You've got a few connections now. A few people are willing to book travel for you. Right. Now, let's talk a little bit about Range again. I want to get the difference. How is Range going to be different? First of all, what's the frequency?
So we have Range, our core Range publication, which is 4 times a year. So we'll have a winter, spring, fall, summer edition of that. And that is going to be our lifestyle, publication, really focused around what the hot trends are, what the trending destinations are, how best to make the most of your travels. It's really elevated, really deep, interesting editorial focus points with interesting explorers around the world. Sydney and team find the most interesting people to interview and go really deep. So it's feeling a lot more elevated, like The Economist or The Monocle. Like we're trying to aim for that kind of zone versus, other publications out there. We're really taking it up a notch. So you go really deep into a destination and they really find those interesting nuggets. So they've done a fabulous job. So that's Range. And then Range Best is kind of another 4 times a year that kind of fills the other space. And that's really around our exclusive offers and going deep on a specific vertical. So go deep on cruise or go deep on touring and land. So you really get to understand adventure. So you really get an amazing immersive experience around adventure or wellness, etc.
No, that's great. And you, of course, have French versions, too.
Right.
The other magazine is what, Départ or something?
Départ, yeah, that's the French equivalent of Range. And that's for our French audience within North America. And they deserve to have an amazing luxury experience in a reading format. So it's fantastic.
Now, beyond the print publications, what are you doing online in terms of marketing?
Well, I haven't said this out loud yet, so you're the first to hear this. We're taking Range online, which is very exciting. So it's going to be a beautiful content-led website with exclusive content just online, so not just the magazine content online, a whole fresh set of content that's going to be constantly updated, fresh, and we're so excited. It's going to be going on social as well. Then there's going to be a section on Range that I'm particularly really fond of, which is really true reviews and recommendations.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
And they're not going. You can't pay for your way in there. It's legitimately us saying what we think is the creme de la creme of like travel in each destination. So you'll be able to get really deep into a city and know what the best restaurants are, best bars, best hotels, best things to do. We're really going to go deep. So when you go through it, you really understand what we're all about. Similar to like 36 Hours by New York Times.
Right.
So imagine getting those amazing recommendations from our top quality journalists on our team.
Now, where is this going to be available online?
That's going to be on rangetravel.com. It's not out yet.
Okay, so don't go there yet.
Not yet, but we'll do another announcement in the new year, just early in the new year. And of course, we'll share that with you and have you walk you through it.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to that. Now, in addition, you're sort of behind a lot of the events that you have here because this is Horizons, which is your major conference, and we were here a year ago, not here in Vegas, we were in Miami, and that was the first one I went, and that was the first one under the new ownership, and you transitioned. And I actually thought it was a wonderful way to start. And now here we are in Vegas, and we're learning all about some of the things that you announced there and the realities of what's coming through, and more to come. What are the other events that you have during the course of the year for your members?
Well, so we have Summit, which I love. It's an owner-manager retreat with our top partners, and we really get to collaborate and like roll up our sleeves and tackle really deep issues. And I think the owners and managers of Ensemble absolutely adore that session, and our top partners do. They really get to really go tete-a-tete from a business perspective. And then we have Uncharted, which allows all of our advisor community to meet with partners all around the world, ones that can't normally come to one of these in-person events, but really have amazing immersive experiences. We get to show them all of that online virtually. Then we have our Beyond, which is our top performer recognition trip, really getting them to...
Is that the one we were on with the Explorer? Right?
That's right. Okay. Gave them the exclusive access to the
that
first...
That was pretty exclusive, although for a time we weren't quite sure whether it would happen because the ship was delayed, right?
They promised me that they would be, and they delivered. Chris and team really delivered, so Explorer did it.
It was an amazing cruise. I was one of the only journalists on board at the time, and I ate too much, but that's another story.
The food was fabulous, so I don't blame you. I was eating everything. It was fantastic. It was a gorgeous ship, and we really get to give them a really immersive, special experience there.
Well, that was a very special experience to go on that type of ship, first out of the box. Everybody's looking about it, so that's that kind of event. Exactly. So those sounds like incredible events, right? I think you have one called Skyline.
Yeah, so we're launching a new one. Thank you for asking for that. We're launching a new one this year, which is Skyline, which is going into the region. So going into the cities where our top members are and doing regional events to give a focus on their opportunities that they have and issues that they may have in the regions that we want to tackle for them, whether it be in various parts of the U.S. and across Canada.
That's fantastic. Now, what's the overall goal of your marketing? You're not really looking to promote, although you do great logo and new logo, and it's just called Ensemble now, which is different. It used to be Ensemble Travel Group. I got to get used to it. Of course, it used to be Giants, but we won't go there. That was the original name, and it changed over in the early 2000s. But what is your goal with your marketing? Is it to work with consumers, to help your travel advisors, your travel agencies better get to market?
That's right. So Ensemble, we're behind the scenes. We're only there to facilitate this for our members. They're the stars. So we are really there to have our marketing help them shine. And then what we have is Range, which is a consumer-facing publication. So that is their way of showing off to their clients.
They're branded with their agency.
That's exactly right. And then they have this amazing high-end publication and products around it to push to their audience. So I want our clients to know about Range and find that at the newsstands and want to have access to it and come to their home and read it as a coffee table book. That's the goal. So Range being the highest place where you can get the best recommendations and luxury advice on travel. And that's coming from those members, not from Ensemble, but from our members.
It's a great way to go, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the publication and also the online version you told me about. That's been fantastic. Now we go out to about 127,000 travel advisors out there, all different kind of agencies. What do you want to tell them about the way Ensemble is being marketed today?
Yeah. So Ensemble is marketed today for you, about you. we care about our advisor community, and we want them to be at the forefront, and we want them to be elevated, and for it not to be like me, who didn't book with a travel advisor in the past. Now our job is to make sure that people understand the value of the travel advisor and know that when they're in their hands, they have the best experience in the world, and they deserve to be elevated to that status, and that's what our job is.
Fantastic. Shala, I want to thank you for taking the time, and I think you can, what's the website where people can go find out more information about Ensemble?
Ensembletravel.com.
Ensembletravel.com. Again, lots of great things. We're seeing advance from the last year, and more to come, I'm sure, in the next year. But that was a fantastic cruise that we went on, and that was really evident of you kind of really put it out of the box on that one, because a brand new ship, nobody ever saw it, and everybody's talking about it. And so that was an example of what you can do. Again, thank you for taking the time. This has been a great conference. Really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Thank you for having us. I really appreciate it.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.